Hello everyone. So as you probably already know, I recently broke the North American record for 3x3 single with a time of 4.22 seconds, which beats the previous North American record by just 0.02. And so yeah, I just thought that I would break down the solve as much as I can, as well as just give, my overall thoughts about the solve and just, how I feel about it. And so yeah, without further ado, let's just get started. So here's the scramble. It's also up at the top of the screen if you want to follow along. And so I don't think I looked at the yellow cross, but that ended up not mattering because the white cross was way better. And so as you can see here, we have the blue-orange F2L edge already solved, and also the corresponding corner, the white-blue-orange corner, is actually connected to its blue cross edge. And so here I could actually make use of these two pieces and make an X cross. But, so I saw that in inspection, but not only that, I could also make a double X cross using this F2L pair right here. And so I'll show you what I mean. It's really hard to just explain it. But I saw all this in inspection. So what I did was I started off with a D move to bring this red cross edge to the back. Then I did an R2 prime, F prime R, so that I could solve essentially 3 cross edges plus a corner. And so now I could do a D2 to finish off cross -1 plus an F2L pair. And now, here, instead of just finishing off my cross like this, I could actually cancel into the green-orange F2L pair by doing a U prime and then R2 prime, U prime, R. And while I did all of that, I was looking ahead to my next F2L pair, and the next one I saw was the blue-red one here. And so immediately I rotated, I did a U move, and then to solve this one, I just inserted this white corner and then just solve this F2L case. But while I did this, I actually realized that this F2L pair would become a 3-move insert, which is really nice for me. And so what I did is right after I solved this pair, I went straight into inserting it into the back, like so. As you might have noticed, I actually could have inserted this pair with a U, R prime U R, which would have skipped OLL and given me a GD perm. But because I was focused just purely on my F2L and I was just looking ahead, I ended up just doing an R prime U2R just like that. And yeah, I find that easier to execute than U R prime UR, and so that's what I did. From here, I just had a simple U and I did soon into a T perm with U AUF. So this solve had a 48 move solution executed at 11.61 TPS in STM. And so going into this competition, I didn't have any goals whatsoever, any concrete goals for that matter, for 3x3, because I was already really satisfied with my PRs at the time, because, I had a 466 single and also a 648 average, which I got just the week before. And so, yeah, I didn't have any goals going into the competition. And in fact, over the past several months, I've dedicated probably like 90% of my practice time to square one as opposed to 3x3. And so, one would expect that if I were to get a record at this competition, that it would be, in square one and not in 3x3. And so you can tell from, the reaction in the video right after I got the solve that I was in just pure and utter disbelief and shock. I was literally speechless. And I didn't even realize that it was an NAR until Asher had to tell me that it was. So after the fact, now that I've, reflected back on this solve, I have nothing but positive feelings about this result. And what I mean by that is I genuinely think that there is nothing that I could have done better about this solve to make it better and faster than it already is. And as I've already shown you, after I solved my first 3 pairs, I was left with this situation, where I could have inserted the pair into the back like this, and gone an OLO skip, and gone a G perm. And I actually believe that my solve wouldn't have been faster if I'd done this solution, because, for one thing, if I inserted the pair like this and gone OLO skip, my nerves would have been magnified like tenfold, because I already knew that I solved my F2L really quickly, and so if I had that in combination with an OLO skip, I would have been incredibly nervous going into this G perm. And on top of that, the GD perm itself is just a very difficult PLL to execute, especially in comp. I do believe that this OLO skip solution actually would have been worse. And so what I ended up doing instead was doing a insert like this, which left me with a soon T-perm, which I think is a lot more comfortable and consistent to execute, and also just so that I wouldn't have any skips for OLL and PLL, and I think that way I was a lot less nervous than I would have been if I had gotten that OLL skip into a G-perm. With all that being said, once again, I am just incredibly ecstatic about this result. I'm very grateful to my brothers, my parents, my friends, and the cubicle for just, supporting me throughout my cubing journey and keeping me motivated to keep cubing over the past almost 6 years. And, this is cliche to say, but when I was just an awkward 9-year-old, getting minute-long times in 3x3, I thought it was impossible that one day I would be getting a North American record in the event. So that concludes my breakdown and thoughts on my 4.22 North American record Rubik's Cube solve. And yeah, I hope you guys found this video, entertaining, and I hope you learned a thing or two. And yeah, thanks so much for watching.